Sure, I can. Dave, what do you think overall about the who you got coming in here, Kansas, Creighton, and North Dakota State?
That's that's pretty much who I thought was coming. Obviously, Nebraska winning yesterday. There was a possibility of them coming in as a three. I did feel like KU would come in being 3 hours up the road as a two. They've had a great season, and I knew it was either going to. I felt like it was either going to be North Dakota State or Little Rock coming in on the in the as the four. So pretty much what I thought.
Yeah, I think Chris Curry was pretty convinced that they were coming up here. What do you know much about North Dakota State? I think 20 and 32 and won the Summit tournament.
Yeah, they've been sneaky good over the last few years, to be honest with you. They've taken some trips early out west and beat some good people. And you're kind of going, wow, because they're playing inside. They're practicing inside and doing a lot most of the year. They have an older team. I was informed that they have, and I noticed they had them. I didn't know they had that many. They have like 10 seniors on their team. A lot of times that's what it takes when you're a mid-major to be really successful at all levels is to have those older kids. They won the tournament up there, beat Oral Roberts, and obviously Oral Roberts has had a pretty good run over the years of going to regional. So I'm sure they're going to be a solid team.
My last question, it's just Monday. So I guess there's going to be a lot of conversations about who will start on the weekend and what slot, where you slot them at.
Yeah, yeah, we pretty much know who we're going to pitch, but we're not going to announce it yet.
And Matt, go ahead. Matt Byrne, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Dave. Saw you guys run that first afternoon game. I mean, what do you think of that? And do you prefer to have that earlier slot?
Yeah, I like the earlier slot. Don't have to wait around all day. They could get into a bind if, say, the first game gets in and, you're playing the night game and all of a sudden weather rolls in and you don't get to play, makes it rough. Yeah, just I like playing the first game.
And then I guess what does the practice and rest schedule look like for the next few days?
Well, they've already rested up a little bit. They rested up Saturday. We had a light workout yesterday. Today is pretty much on their own. That's why we worked out yesterday so we could, take today a little bit lightly as far as teamwork, and that way as we could look over our opponents and try to get familiar with them as best we can and free them up a little bit. I mean, we've been together as a team watching the show and talked a little bit before, and then we'll work out tomorrow around midday. And obviously, it looks like we'll be inside. Wednesday looks better, probably around the same time. And then Thursday, I think we're the first practice time, 10 o'clock or so. Weather's not looking great on Thursday, so it could be an indoor situation again. And then, the weekend looks really good weather-wise. Hopefully that'll hold.
And then I guess last one for me. I mean, what was kind of the demeanor of the team from what you saw after they got announced, being around them for the past hour or so?
Oh, I would say just kind of what they kind of show all the time. Calmly excited and ready to play somebody and get this thing going.
Dudley, go ahead.
Let's just talk a little bit about how good the SEC was this year and how it kind of prepares you to go into this.
Yeah, the SEC is really strong, really almost from top to bottom for the most part. It was just a league with pitching after good pitching, and it's like that you really never got a weekend off from facing some pretty good arms, bullpen arms, secondary stuff. Hard to hit in the league. You'd have a day or two where you hit really well. And you look at the SEC tournament down the stretch, there wasn't a lot of runs scored, and wind really wasn't blowing in, it wasn't blowing out. Park's a little bigger, but the pitching was pretty dominant, is what I saw. There's always the superstar athletes, but there's a lot of solid teams with just really good players. And now that you have the opportunity to jump around, bounce around, you got kids coming from other leagues that were really good in their league. Now they're in the SEC, ACC. It just made the team stronger and probably made them older. Yeah, it was quite the year as far as talent level. I don't know how it could get much better.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Jackson, go ahead.
Hey Dave, all three teams that you guys got coming in here have some common opponents like TCU, Kansas State. I think North Dakota State even went to LSU. Does that make scouting any easier? Does it have any impact at all?
Well, it just gives you more to go on. I don't know if it makes it easier. I think, just like North Dakota going down to Baton Rouge, it shows you that they're not scared. He knew he had older players and he thought it would help them, whether they win or lose, get better and playing a tough environment. I'm sure they're using that now, saying, hey, we played in Baton Rouge. Fayetteville's not going to be an issue, but if they'd never seen that, it can be an issue for a while anyway. So, yeah, I mean that's why we're doing the best we can to find out as much as we can about our opponents. But at the same time, it really boils down that we just do what we do well, and if we do that, we got a chance to win it.
Coach Fitzgerald at Kansas has been in a neighboring state with you for a while now, from DBU and LSU, really before he was at Kansas. Any relationship with him there?
A little bit, just when he was at DBU, out on the road a little bit, but mostly our assistants know him. Nate Thompson knows him real well, and yeah, he's done a great job. He's a great coach there. He's done a tremendous job at KU. When he got that job, he went in there and just really elevated the program, and he did it by probably the way he runs the program, but at the same time, he elevated the talent level, and they've had a great year. 20 wins in the Big 12, plus a couple wins in I think the tournament. So they're going to be good. But the team you can't look past is Creighton. I mean, they got in over a couple of teams that were projected to possibly get in because they beat them straight up, and they've always played great defense. They've always pitched well, and they don't beat themselves. And it's their head coach's last year. He's retiring this year, and it'll be. I'm sure they're going to play extremely hard.
Thanks, Dave.
Hutch, go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, Kansas has a couple of your former players on that team. I'm just wondering, in this day and age, is that almost like commonplace now? And what do you remember about, Michael Brooks as a guy that starts for them? What do you see from him?
Well, Michael's a good defender that came in out of high school, and we had some good infielders, and it didn't go well for him in the fall. We knew he'd end up being a pretty good player. I think he transferred to another Division I, and now he's there. Been there a couple of years, and just a solid player. Enjoyed having him in here that fall, and yeah, I mean it's very common that you're going to play somebody or run into somebody with a player or two that's been in your program, especially nowadays. It just if things don't go well, or you just don't see yourself playing right away, they can move.
And I know you don't want to look beyond this regional, but were you surprised at all that they paired you with the Tennessee regional?
No, not at all. Just there's a lot of SEC teams in there, and we figured we'd probably be matched up with one of them.
Christina, go ahead.
Yeah, coach, just one from me. Noticed Carson Wiggins, it looked like his arm was in a big brace. Did he have surgery?
Yeah, he went. We had another MRI done on his arm, and sent him to Dallas for that one. And then they moved it around, did a lot of things, and they felt like there was enough in there that they needed to fix it. And so he had it done. His elbow, I think it was Monday. We were preparing to leave town, but back in town and feeling good, and hopefully we can get him back next season.
Come back around, Hutch.
Yeah, Dave, with Root, he's had some really, really good starts and then maybe some that aren't as good. I'm curious, what's the difference between when he's really good and when he's not? And is it something you can notice in him early on?
Yeah, I mean, when he's had a couple of starts that didn't go his way, it was about being able to land his curveball, and maybe getting behind hitters. But that's the way it is for most pitchers. The other day he pitched pretty good. We didn't play very good. I mean, we didn't turn 2 double plays in 1 inning. The home run, 3-run homer never should have happened. We should have been hitting. And maybe, I think we had a runner on first, double play ball. They had a runner on first, double play ball. We don't turn it. It should have been 2 outs, nobody on. I mean, I didn't think he pitched bad, but his pitch count got up there, and we thought, hey, let's just get him ready for the next one and go with the other guys, see if we can swing our way back into this. And we didn't. But yeah, it's usually pitching ahead in the count, landing some off speed.
And with y'all only playing 1 game down in Hoover and Gage Wood, obviously didn't get the chance to pitch. What did this weekend look like for him? Did he throw a bullpen session on Saturday, or kind of what did this weekend look like for him?
Yeah, he got he got a bullpen in, and then he'll get a little work in this week, and we'll get him ready for the weekend. He'll be good to go.
Anybody else? Matt, Dudley, Jackson, if you got anything, just chime in. Oh, all right, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Okay, see you guys.